Welcome, Earth travelers, to the 35th episode of Astrology Roadshow. I'm Laura Kane, your host, and delighted you've joined in today to check out what is underway astrologically as we approach the very symbolic 250th birthday of the great nation of America. It is a phenomenal year for planetary symbolism. The astrology provides a peek into the USA's future, both near and long term. The epic outer planetary sign shift, nodal positioning, Pluto return, verify what we should lean into. If we use our astrological intellect and recycle the behavior of certain point and planetary cycles and patterns experienced, it's possible to understand the great evolving transformation happening for the USA during this historical solar return event. Before getting underway with that trajectory, now would be an awesome moment to go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you'll be sure not to miss out on future episodes. Astrology Roadshow interprets the latest major updates we experience from the cosmos and uniquely shows how its symbolism comes alive. Let's start at the beginning, the nation's birth certificate, the Sibley birth chart. It really describes the USA perfectly. The first thing I point out, the IC is conjunct to the Aries world point. It is fascinating and profound. This aspect is within 1 degree, and that is a very important area of the chart and the zodiac. The IC is the root system, the core belief system, the foundation. It is home base. The Aries world point represents the beginning as well as an ending. Since the exact house division within the chart occurs at 1 degree of Aries, the representation is more in line with a launching, pioneering spirit. The inception and continuing legacy of the USA lies there in that combination of description between IC and world point. Look no further than the story of this nation as proof. The USA is a beacon that draws in many people who desire a fresh start and want to call the USA their home. Of course, the other major areas of the Sibley chart make sense as well. We know this in hindsight, including the great adventurous and spiritual mindset as described by Sagittarius rising. This projects opportunity and possibilities. Immigrants and citizens built upon such dreams, first blazing a path to a western frontier, and then during the industrial and technological revolutions. Sun in the sign of Cancer on July 4th works well to reinforce the world point homeland base significator. This sun has a strong placement in the 7th house, and it is widely conjunct with Jupiter and Venus. All of this is very nurturing and conducive to reciprocally successful partnerships. Saturn in the 10th house is a natural and strong positioning for that planet and amplifies a fatherly tone to the chart, rounding out and fortifying a theme representing home. Saturn resides in the sign of Libra here, and this resonates with the USA also being appealing and recognized as well-structured and diplomatic. Pluto's positioning within Sibley has been the point of greatest discussion among astrologers these days. And that is because we have been and are now in the aftermath of its return to a natal position at 27 degrees Capricorn. That is within orb of Aquarius, the archetypical rebel, which happens to also be the age our planet is dawning into. Pluto's symbolic intention is to transform. Its positioning in the 2nd house represents innate value. Pluto's investment is towards dismantling the old and restructuring to go forward to Aquarian themes. It is the latter decan of Capricorn energy at work. Its energy here is foundational for the great democratic experiment for which the USA is known. We must also include the moon in our analysis of the natal chart. It is in the 3rd house of Aquarius, which further amplifies the doctrine promoting freedom and a need to promote this ideology within the same hemisphere. Aquarius here indicates a need to communicate this for the USA's safety as well as the good of mankind. Will this chart be relevant going forward? Yes, for better or worse. It is the natal chart or charter of establishment. But as with every entity, it is subject to ongoing outer transits, and that affects how it evolves to higher expression. The initial tenets of the USA have been and will continue to be a struggle going forward. These very concepts must continually strive for higher ideals to achieve reality. The Roman Empire lasted approximately 1,500 years, so the USA is just a baby if you look at it like that. The good news is that the USA chart has good bones and has a great chance to withstand and persevere through trying times to accomplish all it has set out to do. Each birthday is an opportunity to study the vibes and essence of what the solar return chart path is revealing. Let's go over some of the major transits taking place on the significant 250th birthday for the USA. The cosmos is always laying groundwork for years and years to come. We have only to see this for what it is. The next 250 years will be very intense for the USA as our planet heads right into the astrological age of Aquarius, as noted by the precession of the vernal equinox. It comes in hot at the 29-degree point from 0 Pisces. This energy is there now for all practical purposes and for a fact. It will not let up going forward, and we have been feeling that. It all points to Aquarian changes on the way. The obvious clue to this comes from the astrology of the moment as seen by the nodal positioning within this year's celebrated solar return chart. Aquarius is located at midheaven of this chart, which should come as no surprise considering all that we've gone over, but the North Node is there as well, at the critical 0-degree marking of Pisces, and about to enter critical 29 degrees of Aquarius. This is very symbolic and punctuates the dawning of the age of Aquarius and the nation's direction. It is one of several points on the solar chart which would seem to confirm the continuing importance of the USA and its hold as leader in our world. Pluto's position on this chart has it located firmly within the sign it has been paving its way to natally. It is positioned at almost 5 degrees Aquarius. This suggests the USA will continue to spearhead efforts to clarify and achieve independence from tyranny. The Neptune-Uranus outer planetary configuration is in a tight aspect to Pluto, which reinforces and speaks to much harmony as well as major new horizons. As explained in previous episodes, this configuration is very auspicious and has not been experienced in recorded history. It reinforces the mission and theme for much larger and important work humanity is set to accomplish. This suggests the notion of democracy will now step up so it can be made evident throughout the planet. Let's look at the ruler of Aquarius, that would be Uranus, at almost 4 degrees of Gemini. It is at exactly a 5-degree orb of its natal position, so it is about to have an exact orbital return. Gemini is all about communication. The Uranus energy here will push to foster sudden and unique change while creatively communicating compassionate and humanitarian efforts. Although this nation has experienced war every 84-year orbital return of Uranus to its 9-degree natal position, including the Civil War and World War, this time would seem to produce a great, harmonious, long-term outcome. This is again indicated by outer planetary energies from Pluto and Neptune harmoniously in the mix. 9 degrees of Gemini falls into the 12th house of spirituality, and this speaks to the inescapable role of the USA as missionary to this effort. Mars conjunct Uranus within 1 degree is indicating there is a combative approach to accomplish this mission. The rising sign of the solar chart is Gemini, and that is the opposite partner sign to Sagittarius, which is the natal rising sign for the USA. Gemini here reinforces the concept of partnership, It's also indicating that the USA will take on a very communicative role and a projection of curiosity and intellect. The Sun energy is in the sign of Cancer, of course, and here it is positioned in the second house. This continues to reinforce the value placed upon self-reliance. This sign of Cancer is in rulership of both the second as well as third houses. And this would indicate that the USA will be establishing a continuum to the surrounding areas and hemisphere. That seems in line with the natal promise to keep surroundings a priority for safety. The moon's position is very important since it is the ruler of Cancer. It is in Pisces within the 10th house. This is a very good placement since it has everything to do with the public or citizenry. This is highly visible, especially since it is trining the sun's location within Cancer. It translates to good relations for the public and the essence of the chart in general. There are other interesting facets to the 250th solar return chart, but we will leave it at this for now. In summary, the evolution of the USA continues to promote vision and a path of direction for our world. At the same time, focus will always be on protecting the homeland. The USA is on firm footing in both regards. God bless the USA. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode and feel ready to celebrate a great adventure going forward. If you have any questions or would like to reach out with comments, I look forward to hearing from you. Also, likes and shares are so appreciated. Enjoy a blessed summer, and we will catch up again at the next episode.